Namaskaram to all Atmas. Today we are going to see from Kathopanishad as to what good and pleasure is and what ignorance and knowledge is. Lord Yama explained this to Nachiketa. Yama says the good one thing and the pleasant is another. These two having different purposes. Good and pleasant have got different purposes. Bind a man. So good and pleasure, this binds the man with karmas. Of these two, it is well for him who takes hold of the good. He who chooses the pleasant misses his end. So, one who chooses good, he moves in the path of heaven. One who chooses the pleasant, he moves in the path of death. That's what it says. The good and the pleasant approach a man. The wise man considers and distinguishes the two. So wise man who can understand what is good, what is pleasure. Wise does not prefer the pleasant, but they prefer the good. But a fool chooses the pleasant for its worldly good. Fools, they will choose the worldly good, pleasures, pleasure, what gives them pleasure, wealth, all these things. You, O Nachiketa, after having examining, rejected the pleasures that are delightful or seem to be so. Pleasures seem to be delightful as worldly pleasures, but it is not so. You have not taken the road that leads to wealth, in which many men perish. The one who chooses the path of wealth, pleasures, they will perish. They will face death after death. Wide apart and leading to different ends are these, which are known as ignorance and knowledge. So, ignorance and knowledge are two different ends. I believe that Nachiketa to be one who desires knowledge, for even many pleasures have not tempted you. One who chooses the path of good, they choose the path of knowledge. And one who chooses the path of pleasures, they choose the knowledge of ignorance. An ignorant man chooses the path of pleasures. A man who chooses the path of good, he gains a real knowledge about himself. Fools steeped in ignorance, wise in their own conceit, and regarding themselves as learned, go about staggering like blind men led by the blind. Fools steeped in ignorance, they are in a state of ignorance. They seek pleasures, thinking that they are very wise, and they go because when you are seeing happiness in pleasures, in accumulating wealth, they are like going behind the blind man led by the blind man. They go behind that. So choosing pleasures means you are bounded with desires, greed. When you fulfill, you get the happiness, excitement. When you don't get it, you get anger, dejections. When you are halfway, when somebody is accumulating and you are not able to achieve it, when you are ignorant, you get jealousy, hatredness against the person. So all these are all due to pleasures, due to the ignorance. The way to the other world does not shine for the ignorant man who blunders, ever deluded by the glamour of wealth. The way to the other world means heaven. For ignorant man, it does not shine. For him, he is more deluded by the wealth. And he thinks this is the world and there is no other. So in this world, we have to enjoy, we have to accumulate more wealth. That is the state of ignorant man. He thinks and thus he fails again and again under my sway. So what happens? He continues to brood on this thought of this is the world where I can accumulate wealth, enjoy the pleasures. He will face death after that under me, says Yama. He who cannot be heard of by many, and whom many even hearing do not know. He means what? Paramatma. He cannot be heard by many. Ignorant men do not turn towards the God. He is turned towards only towards the wealth. and they won't even hear about what God. Wonderful is the man who cannot expound him. Who can expound him and adapt is the man who can find him. So only those following the path of good and those who gain knowledge, and through that knowledge they can go inside and know him, and they adapt him and get the eternal bliss from him. And wonderful indeed is the man who can know him even when taught by an expert. So expert guru is inside you. Surrender to him inside and he will show you the real Paramatma inside you, and he is the Atma Guru inside you. When taught by an inferior man, it the self is not easily known. Some people they say they are gurus and they teach something such, and in the expectation of returns from you by way of money and wealth. Such inferior people, you cannot gain real knowledge about the God. Even though you do meditation, all these things you cannot gain, because such inferior men only see that you respect him, you become a slave to him, you become a shishya to him. He is only interested in gaining wealth. So don't go after them, he says. Unless it is taught by a different man, there is no way to it, for it is inconceivable, being subtler than the subtler. The real Guru is subtler than subtler, and who can go, only when you go inside you, you can see the real Atma Guru inside you, who can guide you, because he knows your karmas and he knows what are the blocks you face and how to overcome it. So that alone can able to make you to realize him. Not by argument is this knowledge obtained. So some people think that by arguing with your Guru you can gain knowledge. Not by argument, only by self-introspection, Atma Vicharana, one can gain knowledge. But what it is, when taught by another, it is easy to understand. Taught by another is Atma Guru. It is easy to understand. You have obtained it now, holding fast to truth. So going inside and knowing the Atma Guru and surrendering to him, if you do a real total surrender to him, and these Upanishads guide you only to know the real God inside you, who is the real Guru who can guide you the right path to realize him. So, and go inside and do the inquiries to the ultimate God, the Atma Guru inside you. Then you can get the real knowledge. This is what Yama tells to Nachiketa in this Kathopanishad. So let us realize this truth as to what is good and what is pleasure, what is ignorance and what is knowledge. Let us gain the real knowledge through by taking the real path of good and righteous way and do the real enquiry inside us through Atma Vicharana to know the real eternal bliss, to realize the God inside us. Thank you.